Hi, welcome to Paxton.Pantry. I'm Faith, and today we're going to be cooking up some of our summer specials for you. We've done one pot cooking with our barbecue chicken in our crock pot, and we've taken that and turned it into 4 different meals for you. Today we're going to do the stuffed sweet potatoes. I don't know about you, but it's summertime, and even though we're in a pandemic situation, I don't want to spend all my day in the kitchen. And so I've come up with this really simple recipe that's going to take you no time at all. You're going to be able to throw together a meal for your family and enjoy the rest of your day doing whatever you want to do. Watching some Netflix, cleaning out a closet, maybe doing some gardening or playing games with your family. But we're going to do it quick and easy, and it's going to be done in no time at all.
So who's ready for some fun, food, and faith? That's right, you are. And we're gonna have all of those right here in the Paxton Pantry.
All right, so let's get cooking. So I just wanted to show you, I cooked my chicken overnight in my crock pot. This is so easy because number one, the chicken is done. It's waiting for you. If you put this in before you go to bed at night, then you wake up in the morning and your chicken is just, it's ready for you. And it develops so much flavor when you cook it in the barbecue sauce. So I'm just gonna take my forks, I'm gonna get in here and I'm gonna shred this. And what you can do is make extra chicken. So I know how much this is gonna feed for this one particular meal, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna throw in some extra chicken breast or some boneless, skinless chicken thighs because I know that I wanna get 4 different meals out of this. And that way, I don't have to cook it each time I'm making one of these meals. I can just put it in a Ziploc baggie, divide it up, and I've got 4 baggies for 4 different meals. Yep, and you can see just how quickly that is shredding up with my fork. Look at that, lovely. And it's got all the juices in there, so it's gonna keep it nice and moist. Done, just like that. All right, I'm gonna put this back in my crock pot. And also another tip, I'll take it back out again. Another tip is these little liners. They're so perfect because you don't have to worry about cleaning up a huge mess. I hate it when that barbecue sauce gets stuck to my crock pot and I gotta scrub and scrub and scrub. It's no fun. Nobody likes to scrub a crock pot. So these little liners are really convenient. You put your stuff inside, then you take the liner out, throw it away, and then just give it a light wash when you're done. Super easy, super convenient. I just made time for you. All right, let's get this party started now with the star of the show, the sweet potato. Now, I have to tell you, growing up as a kid, we did not have sweet potatoes very often. My mom made them, I think at Christmas and Thanksgiving time, but she would cut them into blocks and then usually do like marshmallows over them. I think a couple times she did it with some apples, and she really tried to make it appealing to us, but as a kid, I was not at all interested in a sweet potato. I did not want to try it. I didn't like the texture of it. It wasn't until I was in my 20s and I met my mother-in-law and we'd go to her house for Thanksgiving and she made a sweet potato casserole that was amazing. Sweet potatoes are so much better for you than a regular potato. So this is my version of a stuffed baked potato, but we're turning it into a stuffed sweet potato. So I pulled my sweet potatoes out of the oven. I cooked mine in the oven. If it's super hot and you don't want to turn on your oven at all, don't cook them in your oven. Cook them in your microwave. Or even better yet, wrap them in foil, put them in your crock pot. Then you don't have to worry about heating up your house. It comes out more similar to being baked in the oven than it would if you did it in your microwave. But either way, you're saving time, you're getting things done quickly. That's the most you're gonna do, is making sure that your sweet potatoes are cooked. After that, it's all easy. So I have my sweet potato here. I'm gonna just put these aside for right now. I'm gonna work on a salad. We're gonna have sweet potato, stuffed sweet potato with our barbecue chicken. We're also gonna have a salad and some cornbread with honey butter. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna get the filling ready. I'm gonna put my sweet potato out of the way right now. Just kind of let it cool off. And inside of our filling, we're gonna put some black beans. So I have my can of black beans right here. I have to actually plug in my can opener though. That's gonna help. Hey, here we go. And again, this is all about easy, simple. You're not gonna spend a lot of time in the kitchen with this meal, that's for sure. So, all I'm doing right now is I am draining the juice off of those black beans. Somebody else did the work for me by cooking it and putting it in a can. I'm taking advantage of that. I rinsed off those black beans, give them a little toss. I'm gonna put them in my bowl. And then you can heat these up. My sweet potatoes are already warm, my chicken's warm. I feel like this is gonna be okay for me, just room temperature. I'm gonna add a little flavor to my black beans. I'm gonna put some cumin in here. I'm gonna add some sweet paprika. And of course, a little bit of salt. You don't need to add a whole lot because they are canned and they have a little bit of salt in them already. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of salt right there. And then some pepper. And I'll tell you the last thing I'm gonna put in here is some diced green chilies. I love green chilies. We do a lot of green chilies around here. I love peppers, bell peppers, jalapenos, green chilies, poblanos. I love those things. Okay, so there we go. I just kind of made a little mix with my black beans just so they're a little oomphed up. You're not just getting a regular black bean, but we got a little special black bean now. All right, there we go. That's going in there. So now I want to tell you, so we have our black beans that are going in. We have our chicken that's going in. I'm gonna chop up some cilantro, a little bit of jalapeno, and I've already rinsed off my cilantro. So, and I cut off the edge where mostly the stem is, and I'm gonna take this little bit. That's a lot of stem on that. Throw that away. And I'm just gonna give this a rough chop. I don't need it to be super fine. I just want a little bit. Look, we're already almost done with this meal. You see how quick that was? Once you get your sweet potatoes cooked, it's gonna come together so fast for you. You're gonna feed your family a feast, and it's not gonna take you any time in the kitchen. Isn't that fun? Now you've got the rest of the day to do whatever you want. For me, today, I'm gonna do laundry. Not that I want to, but it's just something that's gotta be done. And a little extra cleaning around the house. Sometimes you just have to have those days. All right, now we're gonna chop up my jalapeno. I'm only gonna use about half of this guy. I don't want the whole thing. And I'm gonna dice it pretty finely. There we go. Just give this guy some really thin slices, and then we're gonna chop them the other way. Bring it all together. just like that. And there we go. Now, of course, if you like things really spicy, do more, lots more. Get those seeds in there. All the spices right where the seeds are and the membrane is. Add that to it. If you want it extra spicy, go ahead and add that to it. I'm gonna keep mine a little bit. And also, important tip, do not rub your face after you've cut a jalapeno. Your eyes will burn. I'm gonna wash my hands with some soap and water. Even after you wash with soap and water, I'm gonna tell you this. The potency of that heat is still gonna be on your hands. So, be careful for a while. Don't touch your face. Of course, we're not supposed to be touching our face anyways. That was one of the very first things I learned during this pandemic is, hey, don't touch your face. And then all of a sudden I realized, man, I touch my face a lot. Okay, so now we've got the stuff for the potatoes all ready. Our cilantro, our jalapeno, we've already got those crunchy onions done. I brought out a little of the chipotle mayo. We also use this on the quesadillas. My chicken is shredded. My sweet potatoes are cooked. I'm gonna go ahead and throw together a salad real fast, just because I want a little healthiness. I mean, not that that's not healthy. It is good for you. A little sweet potato, some black beans. It's got lots of fiber. Both black beans and sweet potatoes have a lot of fiber in them and vitamins. So, you know, that's really good for you. I'm using some romaine lettuce right now. Give that a rinse. Really good. And I'm gonna use some romaine and some arugula. And I'm gonna just chop mine like this. When I was younger, my family would always tell me, do not chop lettuce, you always tear lettuce because it browns. But I just like the smaller pieces. when you tear it, I feel like you just sometimes get some big chunks. And I don't really want to have a big giant chunk of lettuce because I like all the other stuff that I'm going to put in there, and I want to get a little bit of everything. So, and I never keep lettuce a second day. Maybe my family was trying to keep their leftover salad, but I think it gets soggy, and I do not love leftover salad. That's one of my big pet peeves is I don't want to eat leftover salad. I'm gonna have a salad, I want it fresh. Okay, so I did a little bit of romaine. I'm gonna add a little bit of this arugula. It's got kind of a peppery flavor to it. It's really nice. And that will go really good. That arugula is gonna go really good against that barbecue chicken. And then we're just gonna add a couple more things to this. And then I'm gonna show you how to make a lemon vinaigrette. Simple, simple, simple. Don't buy store-bought dressing. I mean, you can because it will save you time, but I'm gonna tell you, to make a salad dressing is so simple. You will save money. And it may take a little bit of time, but it's not a huge amount of time and it's doable. Okay, again, I'm not gonna make a lot of my red onion. I just need a little bit. I'm not having a huge salad. So, we're just gonna cut this into very thin slices, just like this. There we go. Look at that, and then we can break them off. Put that right in there. Yep. Next, we're gonna cut an apple. And we're gonna slice some apple about the same as we did this red onion. So it'll give it a little bit of sweetness with that peppery arugula and that red onion, sharpness of that red onion. Okay, I'm gonna take the, very important, take the peel off. Nobody wants to eat a peel. And then we're gonna give it a good rinse. Okay, here we go. And I'm gonna go ahead and leave the skin on. The skin has a little bit of texture. It gives it some color. And I think it adds, when you're putting it in a salad like this, I think it just adds to the salad. So I kind of want this to be about the same size, thickness of my red onion. So I'm just gonna cut it real thin, just like I was doing with my red onion. Just like that. Look at that. That's gonna be beautiful in the salad. And then we've got just a couple more ingredients to go in the salad, and it will be done. Look at that. See, it doesn't even require that much. You can make a feast with just a little bit, and it looks beautiful, it looks elegant. You could serve this to company and they would be impressed. I guarantee it. You could serve it to me. I'd come over and eat this. That's for sure. Okay, that's all the apple I'm gonna do. Next, I'm just gonna add a little prosciutto in here. Now, if you don't like meat in your salad, you can leave this part out. I like the kind of saltiness, and prosciutto is an Italian cured ham. I think they actually use this for like their bacon. And we're gonna roll it, and then we're gonna chop it like this. But it has like a silkiness and a smoothness that's so good. Okay. And then we'll just kind of take your fingers, and I think it just really pairs nicely with the lettuce and all of that. Look at that. And it's gonna go so good with that lemon vinaigrette. This is gonna be delicious. You're gonna thank me when you eat this. Okay, now I'm just gonna give that a toss. Kind of open those up a little bit. Look at that. That is beautiful, you guys. This is so nice. Even if you don't want to do the sweet potatoes, this is a great salad just for a really nice warm summer day for your picnic, going out to the lake, whatever you're doing. This one's a good one. All right, now I have some fresh Parmesan, and I'm just gonna take my, what is this thing called? Peeler. You know, like you peel your potatoes with this. And I'm just gonna cut that in half. We're just gonna take this and do some nice slices right on there. Just like that. There we go. And at this point, you could add some nuts if you wanted to. I think it's gonna be perfect just like this. I like to add sunflower seeds, but I don't have any sunflower seeds today, so we're not gonna do sunflower seeds. And next, we're gonna make the dressing. Get this guy out of my way, and I'll show you how easy this dressing is. Okay, I'm gonna take a mason jar. Get this guy out of the way. We're gonna take some Dijon mustard, some olive oil. Oh, I need a little bit more of that red onion for this too. So I'm gonna chop up real quick, just a little bit. I'm gonna dice up some red onion just for this guy. Don't need a lot, just a little tiny bit. Yep, just a couple slices. See that? Not a lot at all. And there we go. We're chopping, 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 chopping broccoli. Anybody else remember that from Saturday Night Live? It was like one of my favorite sketches. Okay. There we go. And chopped. Going into my mason jar. I'm making a mess all over my counter, but that's okay. It cleans up. I'm gonna chop my lemon in half. Actually, I'm gonna chop this guy into fourths. Then I'm gonna just put a little bit of, oh, I forgot my honey. I'm just eyeballing this. We'll see. I might have to add more. When we mix it all up, we'll give it a taste and we'll see what it needs. I'm gonna get some honey. Okay. I'm gonna put a little bit of honey in here. Give it some sweetness. Again, we're just trying to balance all those flavors. We've got some really strong flavors in that salad. So we need to balance it, and honey is gonna balance that. And some lemon. Okay, I hope I don't get this lemon juice all over. Right in there, look at that. This really helps so you don't get the seeds inside of it. And nobody wants to eat on a seed in their salad dressing, really. That is no good. Okay, done. That guy, slippery. He's going in. And voila. Just get all that juice out of that guy. I think I'm not gonna do this whole thing. I think I'm only gonna do 3 of them. I think that's gonna be enough. Just like that. Okay, now we're gonna add our olive oil. Pour that in there. And a little salt and pepper. Got my salt. We really want to season that up good. Some pepper. And then we're gonna give it the shake, shake, shake. I feel like there should be music right now as I'm shaking this. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your booty. Shake your booty. Just like that. You get a workout and you're making some salad dressing. Okay. Now the important part, we gotta taste it. I gotta get a spoon because I gotta taste it. Always, always, always taste. Taste as you go. Especially if you're having people over, you don't want to give them something that you haven't tasted and then all of a sudden everybody bites into it and makes a weird face. That's not good. That's delicious. That is really good. It needs a little more lemon. I'm so glad I tasted it. And I think a little more salt. And then it will be perfect. See, I did use all of it. But here's the thing, you can always add more you can't take out. So it's good to start lower, and then if you need to add more, you can. A little bit more salt. And I'll give it a shake again. Then we're gonna put this dish together. And it's eating time. Oh no, I got that lid on too tight. There we go. All right, one more time. Perfect. You see, that came together super fast. All right, let me wipe down my counter. Get my plate. We're gonna plate this bad boy up and we're gonna be eating. Where'd my plate go? Here's my plate. There we go. Perfect. Also, I made some cornbread and some honey butter, and I'll explain that to you in just a little bit. I'm gonna take my sweet potato, just cut it in half. So if your family is not used to eating sweet potatoes, I recommend starting off with a sweet potato casserole, like I did with my mother-in-law. That'll help break them in because everybody likes something sweet. So there we go. I'm just kind of giving this a little mush. Mush, is that a word? kind of mushing it up in here so that it is easier when I'm eating it. Just kind of opening it up. There we go. And then I'm gonna salt this before I go on, salt and pepper this, before I add all my ingredients to it. So, a little bit of salt. That's good. A little bit of pepper. And now we begin stacking, piling this on. Okay, I'm gonna add my chicken right on top of there. Remember, it's got all that flavor from that barbecue sauce. It's gonna be so delicious. And then I'm gonna add my black beans right in there. I'm gonna add some chipotle mayo right in there. Give it some creaminess. There we go. Then I'm gonna add a little bit of cilantro and a little bit of jalapeno. And the last thing I'm gonna add to this is my crunchy fried onions. And if you ask me, this is the fun part of it because it's got that crunch and it's gonna be so good. I might even get in here and get a little bit of the barbecue sauce that's been melted down and just kind of pour it over there. There we go. Just like that. Now, I'm gonna get my salad and we're gonna just make sure this is stirred up. I'm gonna pour my salad dressing over that. Just like that. A little salt and pepper. Always salt and pepper your salad, you guys. You salt and pepper everything. Why wouldn't you salt and pepper your salad? It's gonna bring out all those flavors. Okay. We're gonna put this on my plate right next to that. Oh, it looks beautiful. And then, last but not least, to finish off this yummy light dinner that took us no time at all to whip up, some cornbread. And I got some honey butter here. I took 1 stick of softened butter. I added a little bit, maybe like to 1 cup, to half a cup of softened butter. I probably used 1/4 of a cup of honey and about 2 tablespoons of powdered sugar, just so it kind of like, because honey is liquidy and I wanted it to not turn into mush. And so that just kind of helped stabilize that. Got my honey butter and I feel like corn and sweet potatoes go so good together. It's a great combination. There is my finished dinner, you guys. That took no time at all to make. I'm in and out of the kitchen and I get to go on with the rest of my day. So I'm gonna take a bite now, get some of the chicken and sweet potato and some of that crunchy onion. It's so good. I really want to go and eat all of that. Now, let's try that salad. Excuse me while I'm eating. It's the perfect pair. Well, apple actually. Because you've got the barbecue chicken and the heaviness kind of the sweet potato and the lightness of the salad. And then round it off with some cornbread. You guys, that's a great meal. I'm a little bit clumped. It's so good. All right, that's it for today. I have to leave you because I'm gonna be eating my delicious dinner. I'll see you next week. We're gonna make my version of poutine fries with barbecue chicken. See you later.
been watching the Paxton Pantry with Faith Paxton. Don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube. Check us out on Instagram and Facebook, or go to our website, PaxtonPantry.com, for more information.